So, nice to see you all. Thanks for inviting me. I have been listening carefully for the other speakers before me, and they have used one word, collaboration, talk to each other. We had this 4C. We heard about the AI now, and to prevent people from doing wrong. And that is what we are trying to align to with our company. You see, Spouty it's not coming up. Yeah, so Spouty, the word is short for solar power water distribution. And that is what we are doing in our company. Before I was starting this company many years ago, I was within the IT sector, building solutions to us in this room to make our life easier, save time, and all of that. But 10 years ago, I said that let's take on another challenge, because we know that if we zoom out a bit, I think you know that about 30% of all the food that we consume globally is produced by the smallholder farmers around the world. There are about 500 million smallholder farms producing 30% of everything that we consume. Unfortunately, they are quite stressed because the water is not available in the volumes that they need, and we see for the future there will not be more water to grow what they need to grow for us to eat. And in their communities, for example in India, they are not providing 30% of the food. They provide close to 100% of the food in their local communities. So they are quite close to their customers. But on the agenda, we have been talking about water, food, women, and this was from the summit, World Economic Forum earlier this year. They also introduced a new word, and that is innovation. And that is what we are doing in our company, working with innovations and working with problem solutions. So I brought some great brains and engineers together 10 years ago, and I said that let's find out if it's possible to produce more food using significantly less water, because we know that water is more valuable than gold and diamonds in the future. So we need to find a solution on this. So bringing people together means that we also need to go out in the market to see what is happening. So I spent about 4 years traveling around in India. I have been in all of the states. I have been out by the grassroots peoples. I have been exactly on the slides that we saw before to try to understand why is thing working as it does and what is needed to change this. So it's not just about technology. Technology is just a part of it. Technology should be built so should be easy to use. It should be affordable, of course. It needs to be there when you need it. It can't break down. And in this environments where they operate, these men and women that some of us call farmers, I see them as businesswomen and businessmen. They are operating in tough environments. So technology doesn't like high temperature, etc. So designing technology needs to be from where it's going to be used. But technology, again, is just one part of the engineering journey. The other part of the engineering journey is, of course, how to bring it to the people that should use it, and how to make sure that they will use it wisely. So smart technology, that is what we have been focusing on, is technology that delivers the right values, but also prevent people and users to do wrong. And do wrong in this case is overusing water, is burning their land after harvest. And think about this, if it changed, 30% of all food are produced by these 500 million farms, and they are occupying about 2 billion people, businessmen and women. What will happen if they have 2 harvests this year, and they will just have 1 harvest next year? What will happen? That is the focus. That is our engineering journey, and that's what we have been focusing on. And we have been concentrating a lot on India, and I think you all understand because you have heard what has been said about India before me. That's a great market. And to be able to change something that is a global problem, you need, as an entrepreneur, build relationships, you build a community, and you need to focus. So we decided to focus on India to make great examples, because great examples will be things that people will be interested in to see and learn. And then they could explore on to hook into this and distribute and scale in other markets. So I will tell a short story because I'm quite proud of this story coming up. And this is Bhavna Ben. I met her 2 years ago in Gujarat. She's one of 2.5 members of an organization called SEVA, Self-Employed Women Association. She didn't do that great in her business because she didn't have the access to the water that she needs to generate 2 great harvests. Because she was overusing water, flooding her field. There was no other option. They were not connected. They were connected to the grid, so they had electrical power, but the electricity was only available during nighttime and not every night. And you should never, ever irrigate during nighttime. So she was using her diesel engine to flood her field. So there was no water to generate the second harvest. So we teamed up with the organization SEVA. And less than 1 month ago, when I was there my last time, I signed a 5-year agreement with the organization SEVA to bring out what we call smart farming to these 2.5 million women members, to help them to transform into high productive, sustainable, but most importantly, if you talk to a businessman and woman that doesn't earn what they should earn with their hard work, don't go there and talk about sustainability. Go there and talk about money. That's the only thing that counts. So with this organization, we started to explore on how shall we bring the technology out in the market? How shall we make sure that it's used wisely? How shall we make sure that we are there when they need support? Local language, of course, is needed. A Swede can't go there and tell them what to do. But another SEVA member can tell another SEVA member in the local language on how to do it. What we can do is to make sure that we have a local warehouse close by, and that we have people educated and trained to operate and maintain the technology. And the technology should be operated and maintained by the end user because it has to be easy to use. So what was the result after 1.5 year practice with lots of farmers in this community? Well, she was a pioneer. She was the first one. She compared traditional farming with what we call smart farming on a part of her land. And this was the result. By doing the smart and precise irrigation, she shortened the time from plantation to harvest by 73 days. That is 73 days where they can spend on other business activities earning more money. But most importantly, she produced 3 times more crop. 3 times more. And that was with much higher quality. Now we are seeing her business, the money. She saved 4 hours of manual work. That means they don't need to be there, the whole family, to remove weeds. Just one person, 4 hours saved per day for that. She didn't need to buy any diesel, and diesel is hard to get. And during the pandemic, where there was no transportation, carry water. That would be even less crop. Most importantly, generating 3 times more crop, food, with 80% savings in water. Because that was the target that we had in front of us 10 years ago when we started our R&D and engineering journey. We need to find a way to produce significantly more food with significantly less water. Because on this island, you can't use water to wash your car anymore because there is no water on this island. And this is a global problem. So we have been focusing on understanding on how to live with the climate change. And the SIVA organization, why am I talking about them? Because they are a front runner. When I met with Rima Ben, head of this organization, she told me, Henrik, I'm so happy now because with the smart farming, we have established what we call the SIVA Climate School. And we have a department going from village to make sure that everybody understands how to protect themselves, because the climate change is there and it will still be there. Try to get them to understand that they have a responsibility to protect themselves by doing things differently. It's about a state of mind. It's always about what's in here, how do we think? And to transform this, from our end, we are a commercial company, engineering company, focusing on business engineering, on technology engineering, in hardware and software. We need to understand how that should be brought out into the market. We can't just do what we do, build our warehouse and wait. We need to be responsible for the whole process. And if the process is not there, don't go back and say, it's impossible. Then you need to find partners. We heard about one project here, a partner. Everyone should be a partner that can contribute. So for us right now, we are now opening up for more partners to engage, to help Bavna, Ben and others, because they only need one thing. If they can earn their own money, but they need to buy what they need to have to earn more money, someone should help them with a small injection, a kickstart. State Bank of India, they are on board. They are giving a loan on fair terms, not money for free, a loan so that they can purchase what they need and from the revenue, the extra revenue, pay off the loan and then grow as they go. So that's all from me. I hope you think it's interesting that things are happening in Sweden and in India. And for me, it's not Sweden and India, because for me, it's people on this earth. It doesn't matter where they are for me. So thank you so much for listening.